Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. This is Z Vakar signing saying hello and welcome to my fourth live session. It is positive vibe, and during the Corona session, I took this initiative and started spreading the word, the positive words about what positive can happen to you because everybody was out there was talking about negative things, and like corona is going to make a lot of havoc to common people, and it did also. But we what we needed to do is we need to keep focus on the positive side as well. And alhamdulillah, we have survived that. And I am today I'm very excited to have to conduct this session. Is fourth live session of Positive Vibe, and today we have with us RJ Ahmed, who is a internet marketing sensation, and at the age of just 21, he is just killing it. He is doing affiliate marketing, and is founder of Friend Funnel, and he's teaching how to do Dream 100, selling his Dream 100 concept to local and international market, and people are buying it like crazy. So without any further ado, I would like to add Mr. RJ Ahmed with us.
Hey, what's up?
Assalamu alaikum. What's up? How are
Walaikum
you, man?
assalam. I'm great. What about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, absolutely perfect, and I'm excited to have you on my show, it's Positive Vibes. And I am really motivated to see you, achieving a lot of, in a lot of achievement in your life at very young age. So when I recall myself at the age of 21, I was like doing some intermediate or maybe BCom, and I was wondering what to do with my life, really. So, and you figured it out at 21 that you're going to be an entrepreneur. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, you have done a great job so far. So we'll be talking about your journey. Okay. So first thing first, uh, just I would like to ask you: is RJ part of your name?
Yeah, so that is a good question, by the way. The thing is, my name is Ahmed, okay, and the thing with my name is RJ is some sort of a shortened form of a name called Raja. That is my nickname, by the way. It means king in English out there. But the problem with that was when I use that name out there, people pronounce it differently. Especially in tier one countries, they call it Raha. They made it J silent, and I was like, it was weird for me, and I'm like, it's gonna mess things up if people don't know how to pronounce the name correctly out there. Okay, they need
Okay.
to at least remember. Name should be something like people at least remember you for whatever you're doing, and also have some sort of a identity. And I was like, I need to do something with my name because I don't want to change my real name. It need to be the exact same, but I need to fix something. Then I changed it and I shorted it out to RJ Ahmed. Then I double check it as a part of a domain if that domain is actually available, because I just don't want anything messed up by my domain. I need to change my name again if there is no domain. So I was
Right.
like, okay, I got myself the domain. I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's go for RJ Ahmed. And I was like, let's carry on. And then things start to work way better because now people can pronounce it in a better way.
Now it's part of your identity. You do a lot
Yeah.
of I see you do a lot of sessions with the top entrepreneurs, some top notch people who are doing amazing business globally.
Yeah.
So now, RJ Ahmed, welcome to this show once again.
Thank
Let's
you so
start
much.
off. Let's start off. Uh, what uh, what is your backstory like? You know how it is actually started, and because at this age, people are continuing their education. So, what was your starting point when you came into this profession?
Yeah. So I always love to discuss about the backstory because it is absolutely crazy. So what happened was I am born and raised in Saudi Arabia. Okay, so I'm born in Middle East out there, and the people who are living in the Middle East, and especially as a part of an immigrant, they have different sort of mindset. They love their 9 to 5 job. They love how everything went out with the job itself and their lifestyle. They love the way that it is, you know. But the problem with was like I was teaching tuition with my mother, even though when I was young, I was making $100 a month, but still I was young. I'm still young, but I was more younger. When I was more younger out there, I was spending my money on liabilities like games, mobile and rest of the stuff out there. So I didn't know how to, invest money and rest of the stuff. So fast forward, we moved to Pakistan. It was like completely different turnover because we went to Pakistan for the very first time, and it was like we landed on Mars because it was like completely different situation, different people, different lifestyle. It was completely different. And I was doing my second year over here in Pakistan
Mhm.
out there, and once I finished my second year, I then got myself the admission in the university. And you know it very well when you're in the Asian country out there, and then you don't get yourself the admission in the university, and then there are so many taunts, so many problems come up just because of that one particular reason. Okay, and that sucks.
Yep.
So I didn't got myself the admission, and I was completely free. I was at home, doing nothing almost. And fast forward, I was scrolling through Facebook. I saw Shopify. I knew what Shopify was because I saw it somewhere like 2 years back, like in the past. Just had a look, so I knew what Shopify was. But this time it intrigued me. I was like, okay, like it got some sort of interest, and I started to do more of a research on what Shopify is, how it works, and rest of the stuff out there. I started to do research. I was like, okay, I need to get into the Shopify store and start my ecom journey and at least do the stuff. I started my trial, I set it up my store and rest of the stuff, but ultimately one thing clicked. How will I get paid? That is the biggest point.
Mhm.
If we want to make an impact, ultimately we want to get paid as well. So I was like, how I can get paid? And there is no PayPal in Pakistan, there is no Stripe, which sucks again because being in that tier 3 country out there, it is possible, but it's somewhat hard. You know, so that was the point. I was like, okay, I need to figure out something rather than just sit down and blame that we are in the Asian countries out there or in that type of a country we don't have much of the resources. I was like, I'm not going to be happening like that. So
Mhm.
there's a guy called named Sebastian Gomez. He's insane guy out there. He's insane. When I started out, I followed him for Shopify. I followed him for Stripe because he was non-US. We had all of solutions out there for a Stripe account, and forming the LLC. At the time when I found my LLC out there, it was $126, and I had 126. It was like the perfect time. I'm investing my complete
Mhm.
money out there, and it was like whole money invested over. The difference was that I was using my own money rather than taking the money from a parent. So it's a complete different situation. So it means that if I lost that, it's completely fine, or whatever the case is. No one is there to blame me just because it's my own money. Okay, so I invested $126 for LLC. Then I got myself the EIN number, which is the tax number for getting yourself the Stripe account. And finally, I got myself the Stripe account on my own. But now, when I want to launch my store, there are so many things. There are ads, there are subscriptions, there are some sort of a fulfillment that needed to be done. And my funds was like done. I didn't have money because I've invested everything to form just Stripe account. So what I did was at that time, I did the Instagram story and I was like, hey, anyone who wants to invest in my business, just let me know. There was few of my students, they were also good friends. They reached out to me, I talked with them, I told them this is going to be the thing, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be crazy, just get into it. So they provided, $200, which was like 30% equity of my company. Because for me, $200 was a lot of money at that time because it was, especially in
Mhm.
Pakistan, it is.
Yeah.
So I got myself $200 out there. They took 30% equity. And finally, at the time of Black Friday in 2018, I launched my store.
Oh.
And the way that gurus have transitioned into the stuff, I felt like, okay, I might make 6 or 7 figures a week. And
Yeah.
I'm like, when I launched my store, it was like nothing. It was like wrong product, wrong targeting, wrong offer. Everything was wrong. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why I'm not making money? And during the whole stuff of the ecom, when I did, I wasn't able to sold any one product like online to an unknown person. The things that I was selling was I was selling locally to my friends, to my relatives, some of those
Mhm.
people out there. But it's not a sale. I wasn't feeling happiness or some sort of stuff because the selling to the unknown is the ultimate power. Now that is a real deal
Right.
rather than selling to your friends. You will not feel happiness when you're selling to your friends or relatives because you know them in the past. Try to create a relation with an unknown, then you will see how it works. So
Exactly.
I wasn't making any sort of sale. So throughout that time, I was watching marketers was talking about the concept of funnels. They were talking about funnels, and I was like confused. What is a funnel? Is it
Yeah.
some sort of a thing filling up pipeline, water tanks, or something like that? Because that is the first thing that came into the mind when we think about
Exactly.
funnel itself. So
Right.
then I saw the post on Instagram. This guy had made like $3 million in 90 minutes. His name is Russell Brunson, founder of ClickFunnels. I was like, okay, that is a person that I can relate what funnel is. And then I started to do my research on what ClickFunnels is and all about. And then I signed up under Paul Motley. He's insane guy. He's ClickFunnels Dream Car winner as well. I signed up under Paul Motley's affiliate link for ClickFunnels, and eventually that was the very first time I got in a call with a person who had native English. I guess Z is not has some sort of internet issues, but I will continue.
No, no, no.
And
I'm here. I just wanted to give you the spotlight. Just you're talking, non-stop. So I said, okay, it's better to keep quiet and let you talk. So
no,
I'm
no, that
okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So when I signed up for Paul Motley's affiliate link, and we jumped on a call, and that was the very first time I got in a call with someone who had native English. Okay,
Okay.
because we think that we can speak English, but we know we don't have the ability for it. We don't have the confidence for that. So I was in a call. He was speaking all the way in a native English form, but I didn't have the confidence to speak, and that was huge problem. But he was way too kind for helping me out and rest of the stuff out there. And ClickFunnels is 97 a month. Its minimum plan is 97 a month, and 97 a month is almost 16,000 rupees. That is a lot of
Exactly.
money. Okay, to invest into something that you don't know, and even in normal term as well, if you don't have the right mindset to invest.
Right.
So throughout the particular time, ClickFunnels extended my trial from 14 days to 2 months. Insane thing. But again, within 2 months, I didn't made a single dollar because my intention for getting into ClickFunnels was affiliate marketing, and I didn't make a sale. And I'm like, how the hell other people are having orange bars? I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's happening? There must be something that I'm doing wrong, because the problem was this mindset. That is it.
Right.
And I truly remember I was in hostel. See, because I'm a part-time student. Okay, so I was in
Right.
hostel at that time, and I was watching someone needed some sort of Facebook ads course, and I was like, hey man, I have it, just let me know. I got in a call with him. It was 9th March, and I got in a call with him, and after the call ended up, he bought one funnel away challenge through the link, and I got myself the first sale. I'm
Exactly.
like, damn. My there was my roommates as well, and they were like, man, it's a long time, you spoke too much, it's like 1.5 hour, because if you're living in hostel, there's a complete different situation. You're not the only person who's living in the room, there are other people as well. I was like, forget about everything. I made $100 a day. That is the expense for my hostel expense for a month. I made it in a day. And for
Right.
me, that was the point where I realized that if I can make $100 a day, I can make 200, I can make 500, I can make even more. I was like, now I need to do some stuff because I'm pretty excited now. So I went on. I tried to figure out a lot more stuff. In March, when I made my first sale, I made $300. I sold three one funnel away challenge, and then I started to more understand what value basically is. What we should understand the term what value is. So with that said, I made like my first $1,000 within the first 2 months,
Hello.
two
Can you
to
guys
three
hear
months.
it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We can hear you.
Yeah. There was some disruption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So within 3 months, I made my first $1,000, and I guess within 5 to 6 months, I made my first $10,000, and then things went pretty well.
Right. So, what do you think? So it was, very tough journey, and you have talked about the Shopify store, and and this is currently happening at a very fast pace. Everybody is talking about e-com and everything, and they're selling their trainings for 60,000 and something like that. So that particular mindset, the training that you need to actually do the sale, the create offer, and reach to the right target market, that is not there. That I see a lot of people just go into the following some people, and they end up doing nothing. So what advice would you
Yeah.
give to those people who just follow blindly and don't follow the structure that is provided by some gurus and some internet marketers out there, like Russell did. I like what I like about ClickFunnels and their one funnel away channels and all that. They provide structure, each and everything, start from the start to finish. They give you complete picture, they give you complete training to where to start and where to end. And not only that, they also provide you the complete blueprint and roadmap to your success. So I think this is
Absolutely.
what is needed for everyone who is starting their e-com career. I think that one funnel away channel or the CF click funnel is really important for everyone who is doing that. So, what was your first aha moment? Although you have described about you got your first sale, but that first sale was your moment. But apart from that, let me
Mm.
just talk about the personal development thing. Uh,
Yeah.
yep,
The thing with the aha moment is, if you see out there into the market, everyone will talk about value. They talk about value,
yep,
but they never will talk about what is value. And that is what confuses other people as well. Even though you talked about the e-com and rest of the stuff out there, in any business that you are, you need to provide value to your customers in any way. But the problem is, they don't know what value is. Value is something in whatever you're providing. Like, if someone needs help, just provide them help. If someone needs time, provide them time. If someone needs your attention, provide them your attention up front, without thinking about what happened in the long run. Okay, because what happens mostly is, whatever that was what I was doing in order to make sales online. I was like literally everywhere in ClickFunnels group. In order to make more sales and making more impact, I was like literally everywhere. I had turned on the notification of ClickFunnels. Any post anyone was doing, if I know the answer, I was like down there, commenting every single post. If I know about that, that was my way for providing value, and that was value of my time and my knowledge and resources. you know
right,
there are some sort of ways where people can provide value and how they can provide value, because if they don't understand what value is, and they just like gurus out there just talk about value, 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 and they simply don't know what value is, it's not going to work. Okay, and that was the exact same reason out there how people come up and they do whatever they want to do, and they are unable to do that, even if they are in e-com, if they are doing affiliate marketing, selling anything. If you're providing value, your main intention is to create that audience so that in the long run you will sell to them. There are many times that happens within the 2 years period of time, that many people have bought up right now after they created a relation 1 year back or 2 years back. They bought it right now, but what happening was, I was creating the relation with them, engaging my content, my resources, the interviews, rest of the stuff. That was the way how people were creating the relation with me, even though I didn't know
right.
about that. But ultimately, they bought the products later on when I launched something, whatever the thing was. So that was the point, and that was my aha moment, because I was confused what value is. And that is super important to understand, because sometimes people are like, we just need to make money, we just need to make money. I don't understand. They've got frustrated, but ultimately, the fact is, value is equal to money. You need to make an impact in order to make more money out there. And that is the thing that I thought about. Okay, that is my aha thing.
That's the thing. So I think once you figure it out that it is not short term game, and when you start to think long term, and when you talk about value, is you talk about building a long term relationship with people who are connected with you on social media or different platform, right? So I would like to talk about one important thing, because people are using Facebook and other social media just for fun, and that's okay. I mean, that's their choice. But
Yeah.
what impact can you make when you do it professionally, and what actually happened to you when you started using Facebook for business?
It's funny because you know I had this is my new Facebook account, okay, because I got Facebook slap in the past.
Okay.
But the thing, and what happened is, and I saw most people out there on any traffic source or any platform out there, is
Mhm.
they don't have a proper source of foundations. If your foundations aren't clear, you won't be able to get back. If you see out there in the business, I saw people move from $10 to $100,000 to zero, and they never get back. Why?
Right.
Because their foundation wasn't clear out there. I got myself the Facebook slap, and it was my old account. It was like 10 years old account, and from where I transitioned my personal profile to a business, removed my some friends out there, not everyone, because there were some sort of old accounts in the past, or old accounts. I removed my friends because I have few friends on my account, but they know I can leave them, not my business, just because they're if they're not at least not motivating, but if they're not have some sort of a cooperation with me when I'm doing my work, I don't need their cooperation. I don't need them as well, because if they're not understanding me and my point where I am currently, they won't be able to understand me. Okay, since
Exactly.
like for me, a friend is a huge thing, and so
Right.
I have friends limited, and they try to make sure that nothing mess up. If you see my profile, there's never going to be a time where my one of my friend out there go and comment some awkward thing. It never happened, because the reason is they know that I can leave them because of my business, because I'm thinking about long term. Friends can go and come and go, and this thing happen normally. So I need to stay in there. So if I get back on Facebook, once I got myself the Facebook slap, which was absolutely crazy. It was like I was at that time when I got myself the Facebook slap, I was about to interview Jim Edwards, and it went up. The interview didn't happen, and for me it was crazy because I was
Okay.
so excited for the interview with Jim and rest of the stuff. It was crazy. But the
Wow.
thing was, I got back on Facebook. I had two things. One is my knowledge and experience. Second thing was my network. These were the two things.
Right.
And third thing was my foundation. Foundation can be part of the experience itself. These were the two things that I get back, and am completely normal. No one can say that my account got suspended right now because of my content, my stuff, my rest of the things out there, because everyone knew my name, everyone knew who I was. And second thing, I know right now, and right now I felt like that was best thing that happened to me. My account got shut because now the friends, old friends was already filtered out, old content was already filled up. Now I have full targeted content, full targeted people, full targeted everything out there. And then I was starting to make it happen from literal scratch, but I knew what I needed to do you know so that was the point when I realized, okay, I need to do the stuff, and just don't rely on one platform. That is also the thing. I had my email list, I had my YouTube channel out there. So when I got suspended, I emailed to my email list out there and let people know on my YouTube channel that I got suspended, so that they get to know about the stuff. It was that when I got my account suspended, it was like I got low volume of sales, but I still getting sales because there was people reaching out to me on different social media platform now, apart from Facebook. you know
And
so just don't rely on
exactly.
one platform, have multiple, and then do the stuff.
Exactly. So let's talk about a basic, concept about funnel, because people get confused about funnel. Even you got confused. What exactly is funnel? So on a basic layman terminology, how do you explain funnel versus different, traditional website, and how what impact you're going to get when you move towards funnel?
Yeah. So if we talk about on the layman version where people don't know, and to explain them better, is again the comparison between a website, as you said. The difference between a website and a funnel is a website is somewhat we call distraction, because a website is all about distraction. They have so many call to actions going here and there. They're going to buy a shirt, but they end up buying a watch. You know, it's a distraction. You know, but what happens in a funnel is you get one call to action, one thing on a single page at a single time. So if you are supposed to get the email address, the whole page is targeting you towards the email address. If you're selling something, the page is all around, you're selling. And the other thing is, apart from for what we and other people saw on the funnel stuff is, on the website, if you're doing the stuff, it's like you're selling one thing and that is it, or a bulk of things out there. But on the funnel, on one step of a time, or whatever the thing is, or one flow of a funnel, you can make more sales because they are product, there's an order bump, they are upsell, downsell. And if term because website builder are not marketers at all. If they make money, it's because of their high volume of people, how high volume of SEO based traffic and rest of the stuff. But in funnel, if you're creating a funnel and if you have a mind of a marketer, you're making way more, because you have upsells, you have downsells, you have follow-ups, you have your products, you have members area, something like that,
Right.
where you're selling things on the back end now. You're making more money, so
Right.
these are the things where people get confused what a funnel is. So it is somewhat way better than what website is.
That it's a different concept, and yeah.
Yeah,
So people are now moving towards funnel, and they're more towards basically marketing plus psychology. It's all combined with when you combine these things, marketing and psychology to website, it it will convert into funnel, right? So
yeah,
and you do funnel building as well for your customers,
absolutely.
right? Some friend you are, yeah. So tell us about your model of business. What exactly you do? What services you do provide for that?
Like it is something like I do a lot of things, because I like, as you know, I'm doing currently affiliate marketing, and as a part of a services, I create funnels for my clients out there. But it's like, it depends, first of all, because we see, and I'm also doing coaching and consulting out there for the people, for any niche or any business out there, how they can make it much better and whatever the thing is. But when it comes to funnel building, we sit down, we see the things that is realistic and how they can make it better. And depend upon the pricing and rest of the stuff, we create their offers, we structure their funnel, we do the follow-ups, we create the ecosystem. So it depends on the most of the stuff out there.
Right.
And apart from that, I have a software called Friend Funnels, and you know,
Okay.
and also I have a masterclass which is called the Dream 100 Masterclass.
Okay. So tell us about the Dream 100 concept, which is not known to common people who are not exposed to the click funnel concept. What is
Yeah.
exactly is Dream 100, and how you get a lot of traffic and what a lot of brand building through Dream 100.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what Dream 100 basically is, Dream 100 is basically a concept of how you can simply create a relation with those people out there who already have the target audience that you need, so that you create a relation in such a way so that in a longer term they will promote your product. Okay, so that's what Dream 100 is.
Okay.
And if you're not if the people are the part of ClickFunnels community, they must have know what Dream 100 is, because it's in One Funnel Away challenge, in Russell's book and everything. So that is pretty crazy concept out there, because even ClickFunnels had the complete foundation on Dream 100. Okay, and the biggest advantage of doing Dream 100 is, first of all,
Right.
it's a long term process. Okay, and second thing, imagine you have a product and Russell Brunson is promoting your product. How it feels? It doesn't matter how your product is, it matters how your marketing is after your product is being created or in the process of creation. you know so
Right.
that is
Right. Right.
awesome thing, and that is so deep that people don't understand, because what happened is, they know what Dream 100 is, they find and they read what Dream 100 is, but they never able to implement it because they don't know how to. And that is how, if they realize how to do that, it will eventually potentially increase their sales when it comes to doing Dream 100, but in a correct way. That is also so important thing to understand.
Okay. So, and you figured that out in your one funnel away challenge, this Dream 100 concept, or you came up with this product later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was finding, because we as an entrepreneur, is our responsibility is to find the problems that they need the solution. It's not like create a problem
Right.
that was never existed. And that is what entrepreneurs sometimes do or mess up. They create a problem that was never existed up. But if you
Mm-hmm.
have a problem that is into the market and you
Mm-hmm.
have that missing piece, just go into it. I did that. That was the exact same thing I did. If you see out there, the way that I've leveraged Dream 100 a lot, and if guys don't know about, there was a time in Traffic Secrets launch, Steve Larson had my software on his tab. We had a conversation with Steve, and I talked to him. I provided value from my side, but ultimately I found out, oh my God, Steve Larson had my software, on his tab, which was absolutely crazy for me as a fanboy, or like whatever you can say about that. Apart from that, if you notice my group and I'm my brand out there, the way that I've grown my group and my brand was through the process of Dream 100, because I was doing interviews with all of those entrepreneurs who are on the level other people model those people, the 7 8 figure entrepreneurs out there, like Steve Larson, Catherine Jones, Spencer Meekum, Blake Newbar, and like so much more. Those people where people think that person is going to be our mentor. So imagine if they're thinking about that person, but you are getting them for the interview, you're already one step ahead for those people who are just trying to create
Right.
their brand and relation with the people out there.
Exactly. So you just mentioned about mentorship, right? So who is your mentor, and how important to have a mentor when you're launching a business, or you want to do something online?
Yes, for every step you need a mentor. Okay, there might be a time where one mentor can go all through the things. And for me, it's like I love, and today I'm going to be doing this live on my Facebook live as well. To having gratitude. Okay, understand your past. It's important, because the thing is, for me, anything that I wanted to do, I needed one different mentor out there. I'm not disrespecting anyone out there, because I always talk about my mentors out there who helped me out through every single journey, or every single person who helped me out through the journey. And I always talk about that stuff,
Right.
whenever we discuss about that. When I started out, as I said, I signed up under Paul Motley. If that time, if he never motivated me to get into the stuff, for me it was harder, because at that time, almost like 5 to 10 people were using ClickFunnels in Pakistan. Okay, so it
Exactly.
was so rare, it was insanely rare thing. And I was like, I wasn't that much motivated, because no one into around my surroundings have ever heard about ClickFunnels. Okay, because right now it's a different situation. I use that concept of blue ocean. I just went into it. I did the webinar, I did the seminar out there to let people know what is funnel and what is ClickFunnels. Now our community specifically grows to 5 to 600 people from Pakistan alone. If you see out there
Right.
anyone who's using ClickFunnels in Pakistan or are the part of ClickFunnels community from Pakistan, 99% they are my students. That's
Great.
what I
That's
did. I took the concept and I went into the stuff and I just made it happen. And for everything or every part, mentor is compulsory. If you try and go and try to figure out on your own, it will going to mess thing up, and or you will do it on a long time. For me, it took me 6 months eventually to get my first $100, but it wasn't for my students, because I didn't knew what to do. I was trying to do everything on my own or figuring things out on my own. But for my student, it was completely different. One of my students out there, they are part of a group. They made like $4,000 in their first, 3 or 4 months. Why? Like how the hell? For me, it was like it took me almost 1 year through the time when I started out to make that much. Why? Because I didn't have the mentor. I didn't have the right
right.
guidance, right following, right person who let me know what are the mistakes that I need to and I should avoid. And for every part you need a mentor. When I needed to launch my software, I know whom I need to follow up in order to me launch my own software. It was Kim Dang. She's absolutely crazy right now. She got me into her community as a sales and JV coach, which I'm like totally proud of. Like being a student and then being a coach into that exact same community is
Wow.
is a different feeling out there. So for when I tried to launch my
Yeah.
Chrome extension, I knew that if I try to do it on my own, it is going to be freaking hard, because I don't know how to launch and how to create a Chrome extension. Even though I didn't do that on my own, it was the developers, but I didn't know how to manage everything. I knew that I needed to had some sort of a mentor out there. So, and it was again the Black Friday last year when I got into Kim's program, and it was $500. It was on discount. Otherwise, it was like 997. $500 is 80,000 rupees, and that is the piece of my semester. And when I bought the Chromebox out there, my roommates was like, Ahmed, Like, are you serious? Like, just think about it once again. You've invested 80,000 rupees, and for a course. Two things come up if you do anything else.
Mm.
Like, it doesn't matter if you go for a mentor, if you go for a course, if you don't have the mindset to implement those things out there, it will never happen. And I totally agree to the point where there are gurus into the market. There are some crappy course, but if you have a legit course out there, but if you still don't able to implement it, that's your problem, because you don't have a correct mindset to do that. Okay, I invested 80,000 rupees out there. For me, it was like, it was a lot of money again, but I knew that I need to do it. But because of I did that at the very best time and did it correctly, because of my mindset and rest of the stuff out there, I made almost like $10 to $15,000 with the exact same thing. So imagine the ROI for me. Like, I invested $500, I made $15,000 with my software. So that was like a good investment, I must say, because and the
Exactly.
only way, yeah, the only way it happened is because of me doing the stuff, implementing, and have a correct mindset that I will do it, and it's possible. So being a mentor having
Exactly.
so
So,
important.
you're talking about the importance of having the right mindset when you go and buy the training and buy the courses, and if you don't have the right mindset, definitely you're not going to complete that course and not going to implement on those learning that you are trying to learn. And then
Yeah,
you curse, then you blame those trainers who are out there who are providing value to you. If you are not going to learn the basics that has been provided to you, you're not going to make money or whatever the objective of the training is.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, exactly. And one of my friend actually approached me and said that one of the leader in Pakistani industry, and he was like charging 2,000, 3,000 something, and he was asking for my recommendation that should I invest 2,000, 3,000 for that particular training. And I was like, man, this amount, when you go out and for the outing and you buy some pizza stuff for family, that amount be consumed, right? But
Yeah,
the talking about the mentality and the people, the way people think, about training, investing in themselves, the ROI is amazing. I remember, I also would like to share my story as well. Like, I took the training of like 1,500, 2,000 rupees that changed the completely of my sales career and my career. And that moment, and it took me a lot of time,
yeah,
because there was a lot of crappy ideas and concept and beliefs that was inside, and that it took me a lot of time to flush that out and then install new beliefs. And that is something, that value that you're going to get once you implement those training in your life. And for some people, mashallah, you are doing this thing, you're having success at the age of 21. But there are some people who've started their business at the age of 65 and they got success.
yeah,
So basically, age is just a number.
absolutely.
Anybody have their moment, and anybody can be successful at any point in time. The only thing is that you have to believe that, okay, maybe it's not your time yet, but there will be your time. All you need to do is stay in the game. The most important thing that I learned from a guy, my trainer, he said thus 80% is just showing up, and the rest of the 20% is your skill and you how you implement the strategy. But 80% is showing up. When you show up, people will remember you and follow you. And if you don't show up, you stay backside, people will just forget, because right now is people, memory of people is absolutely, they cannot recall people, because if you're not in
Yeah,
front, you are out, you're out of the game. So
totally.
this is the mindset that you have to develop in terms of for the Pakistani market. And my mentor when I started ClickFunnels was an Indian guy, Muslim Indian guy who is living in UAE. So basically, he guided me through when when I started ClickFunnels and all that. And it took me a lot of time because there are some issues with PayPal, as you mentioned. You cannot apply for the Stripe. You cannot have your LLC. There is a lot of things, but
Yeah.
now things are getting better. Things are streamlined, and a lot of people are doing that now. So things are getting better in terms of ClickFunnels. So let's move on. Tell us about your personal thing, that once you get to the spotlight, you get a lot of friend requests, you know, from the opposite side, and are you still accepting friend request, or you're done?
Yeah, so thing is that I do accept requests out there. Like mostly, I send the request to the people when I want to, because I want to add fresh leads, or I send the request to my Dream 100 out there, and I make sure when I interview them, I get them accept my request. That is my, yeah, like I every person have their own end goals out there. It's all about how you serve. I do accept requests, but I don't accept unknown people out there. I never do. Even though my software do two works is it sends the first message automatically when a newly friend is added on any case scenario. It do that work. So I don't accept mostly new friends, but if I see somewhere someone is my student, I do. Then I will do, because the thing is, and I want to see how that person is progressing out throughout the whole time. But mostly I don't accept the request out there, because I just don't want any random people out there. Because the way I do the stuff is I try to create a story in how I structure those things out there. I never say I don't have a hater. Today we got ourselves a hater out there in our interview, and I still don't find that particular comment out there where someone is like saying ClickFunnels is a scam. You guys are scam. This. And for me, it was funny, and even for Ben, it was funny. We didn't focus on that particular guy that much, because he will never get that much of attention of us for on that some specific thing out there. But the point was, there are always hater going around, and these things certainly happens, and it's completely good to go. But mostly, I especially accept request if I somehow feel that person is interconnected with someone out there that I know, you know so in that case, not
Right,
it's not like I'm accepting every single person out there. I have like almost like 900 requests out there, so I don't accept that
right.
much.
Friendly.
Yeah.
And how, have you completed? I mean, how many total friends you have right now in Facebook?
Like I have around 950 friends out there. I always grow my friend list out there, but having with good people, with targeted people out there, and that is how. And since I know the rest of the stuff out there on the backend itself, that's how I got myself a good engagement. Since I don't have a previous content, I don't have toxic friends out there who don't who don't engage on my things whenever I post. It could be anything, but if they don't engage, I will have some sort of a algorithm based engagement rules out there. So yeah, I have how many requests I have? Almost I have the exact same amount of friends on Facebook currently.
Okay. So, what one advice you give to people who wants to do an online business? They're just starting, or maybe they're experienced, but they want to do online business. What advice would you give to them?
Okay, I would like to give two advice, because one is way too less for them. Okay, thing is, first of all, take imperfect action. First of all, take imperfect action, because if you're thinking about doing everything with perfectionism, it will never happen, because nothing is going to be perfect on any case scenario out there. There's going to be a lot of time where you're thinking about you will make it perfect in order to make it work, and then it will never work. Okay, whatever I do, I always do imperfectly. When I launched my software, it was like I pre-sold my software, then I started to create it. It was a completely imperfect thing. I sold sold my masterclass, and I never created it. Then after that, I created the stuff. If I thought about, okay, I will create software first, or I will create the masterclass first, and then I will sell it to the people out there, it would never work. Who knows? If I think about that type of things out there, if I think about, am I looking pretty on the camera out there, or rest of the things, there is again all about imperfection. You know, being Being imperfect is the best thing. If you're trying to be perfect even on the camera, or like, oh my god, I don't have a good background, I don't have a good lighting, again that's stopping you to doing something that you should do. You need to show up, as you said. For showing up, you need to avoid perfectionism. You need to do that. So first thing is having imperfect action. Second thing is getting a freaking mentor out there. Just go and do it. If you try to figure out and do the things on your own, it will take you a lot of time in order to get things done. So for anything you do, just get a mentor for that person. Just go and do it. You will save thousands, you will save ton of time, and you will reach there faster. Rather than you spending a lot of money, lot of time, do a lot of mistakes. Why should do a lot of mistake if you can avoid all of those? So these are the two things that I would say. Highly just go for these two things: imperfect action and get a mentor.
Exactly. In Pakistan, people used to think, still there are people that they say every information is available on YouTube and Google. Why we opt for why we pay for a mentor even, right? So there are some people who think like that, but definitely if you pay for a mentor, if you hire a mentor, you're going to save a lot of time, in terms of month and years, because he is going to provide you the value and the experience that he has actually maybe did mistake, like
Yeah,
you mentioned that you did a lot of mistake, and your actually students are making more money even at a shorter period of time. So that is something that we need to tell people, the younger people, right? So if there is another myth that we would like to discuss here, that it is not, when you talk about entrepreneurship, people think it's all green, it's all, everything is perfect out there. You don't have to report to your boss. You don't have to, go to, eat everything. Everything will be okay. So tell us about, set the right expectation for people who want to do online business, or they want to go into that particular field of entrepreneurship, and what is the actual perception versus reality. So please,
hmm.
your point on that.
Okay, so a few days back I did a live about that entrepreneurship, is a lonely journey. And
Yep.
if I talk about, I would start with con first rather than pros, because the thing is, people love to see the advantages, but they hate to see disadvantages out there for being an entrepreneur, or whatever the case is. They hate to see the disadvantage point. So I would start with disadvantage. First of all, entrepreneurship is freaking hard. It's not easy to become an entrepreneur, because when you are on the point of becoming an entrepreneur, you are leaving a lot of things. Okay, and
Right.
it's not leaving opportunity, it's leaving your family, your friends, your enjoyment. You're leaving all of those time, your fun time, you're leaving everything out on the other side, in order to do something that in the long run will change your life. Okay, and as you said about that, and that was the best thing out there. I was some sort of feeling some sort of procrastination, like a procrastination also the part of the thing. But I was like, I'm 21. When I started out, I was 18. At that age, like you said, people were having fun. They are just enjoying their life on their peakest level, what they think that they're enjoying their life, whatever the case is. And I was like, why am I working so hard? And and I see my friends enjoying, why it's happening. That is the con side. Entrepreneurship is a lonely journey that you're working so freaking hard in order to make your dreams, your vision, your realities make happen. And I read it somewhere that entrepreneur is someone out there who goes into the future, see the future, and goes into the present and fix it, and make it done.
Yep. Make it done.
And that is absolutely crazy. What other thing would happen with the people who are not able to get into entrepreneurship is, even though entrepreneurship is hard, you might get depressed, you get procrastinated every single time. There's a thing what we call imposter syndrome.
Right.
You're doubting yourself, that is it going to be worth it, and it happens normally. But as I said in my previous live when I did, it was like, entrepreneurship is a power, but if you don't know how to use it, you will destroy yourself. and
Exactly.
and it is the exact same thing. If you don't know how to handle the power of entrepreneurship, you will destroy yourself, literally, on the internal side, on the internal level, and on might be on the external level as well, because people go into depression just because of that thing, that they're alone, they're doing all things like, by their own, and they're working so hard, they're doing hustling, they're doing what mostly other people don't do. Okay,
Exactly.
they're doing completely opposite type of things out there. So these are some sort of a things what people don't understand. And if you see out there in the market, first of all, the reason why people don't get success is the lack of mindset in any way. Even as you talked about that, people from, especially in Pakistan out there, they talk about, hey, if we can get everything, every resources for free out there, why would they pay? If you're
Yeah.
getting things for free, you will take it for granted.
Exactly.
Fact. If you take things for granted, you will never make it happen. I saw there was some people out there who were some sort of my students out there, and they were like, they got somehow one funnel away challenge, as a free resource. There was some sort of bug out there in one funnel away challenge members area. They got it for free, and they
Okay.
were promoting one funnel away challenge for 2 months. They weren't making any sale, and they reached out to me. They were like, they weren't the part of my student and everything at that time. They were like, hey, Ahmed bhai, like, I don't understand why I'm not making sale. It's been 2 months. And I was like, have you gone through one funnel away challenge? And they were like, yeah, kind of. We somehow got it for free. I was like, that is the freaking reason. You had one funnel away challenge. That is the initial first step of getting into this space, and legit first step. You got one funnel away challenge, but you never implemented it, because since you got it for free, you took it for granted. you know then what happened was, after a few days, he literally enrolled into one funnel away challenge, like by paying the money. Okay,
Hmm.
and after that, what happened was he made $1,100 in his first 10 days after enrolling into one funnel away challenge, because now he paid for it. Now he'll never take it for granted. Now he will go through the stuff, and now he's when he started to promote one funnel away challenge, he made $1,100 in his first 10 days. He
Wow.
spent 2 months and he never made it happen, but he made it happen in first 10 days. That is mindset, the power of mindset. You know, so people have some sort of those issues out there as well. And now, if we talk about the pro side, as Russell Brunson says, entrepreneurs are the only people that can change the world. They have the ability to do that, because they are the one who are always finding the problems, and they are always have the intention to fix it up. Okay, and then second thing, they are the only people who are at the end of the day going to be enjoying their life, having fun,
Yeah.
having financial freedom, having all of the things, because they are sacrificing in the initial start in order to make their future better rather than make their present having a sort of a artificial materialistic life. You know what I mean? So they are going to be having their financial freedom ultimately. Doesn't matter how much time it takes. For some people it takes 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 years. It will happen eventually, but you need to have consistency in order to make things work. People speak about
Hmm.
that, you're doing whatever you're doing is wrong, or just don't do it, just don't make it work, or whatever the thing. That those are people who are not supposed to be the part of your community. Okay,
Hmm.
but how much time it take doesn't matter. Ultimately you will make it happen. That is a
Exactly.
pro side of getting into entrepreneurship. And that is the thing. You will feel like when you are an entrepreneur, rather than just being a tag of an entrepreneur, once you are being an entrepreneur out there, you will see yourself different from a normal person out there who is into your community. You will feel you are different. And it is. Entrepreneurs are different than other people out there. So that is some sort of a pro side of being an entrepreneur. But again, it's hard. It's not that easy. You need to sacrifice a lot of things in order to make things happen, and then eventually you will get things done.
Great. Great. Uh, RJ, it's really wonderful experience to have you, and it's been wonderful conversation with you. And I would like to carry on the conversation for another an hour or two, but definitely we have to set this thing at to end. So I would like to end. Would like to ask you one simple final thought about entrepreneurship, that what a person should think, even starting to do an entrepreneur, because as you said that it's a lonely journey, right? You have to have your mindset right, your your vision right, and it's really important to have to to land on the right ship. right ship or
Yeah,
right vehicle, because there are a lot of scams out there, a lot of things where we start off and then we came to know that this is not going to work because this is a scam basically. So
yeah.
what advice you would give? One advice or maybe two, so to avoid the scams and to avoid the all these shiny objects, that attracts, and you start doing something and you distract due to that shiny object.
Yeah, so scams are literally everywhere. Even in offline thing, there are scams that happen. Same goes for online out there. If anyone out there can say and come and say and complain that make money online is a scam, then you already got scammed in your whole life. Someone out there, if he say to me, after spending 30 years of my freaking life, I'm right now making $1,300 a month and I'm proud of it. You shouldn't. You spend 30 years of your time in order to make that much.
Right.
And again, you're not accepting the fact that is again a huge problem again. So having a right mindset of getting into entrepreneurship and having a right thing in order to perceive and in order to sustain into your journey is have more personal development. It
Right.
is super important to have personal development. How you talk, how you speak, what your vision is, how you take things up, how you think. Okay. And like everything that is super important, because if you don't have a right level of personal development, you won't be able to handle the power. It's all about that, how like what is the way that you can handle that power of entrepreneurship. To handle that power, you need to have your own personal development, in any sort of way. Because if you're developing yourself internally and externally as well, in whatever the cases you're trying to do, you're going to be saving a lot of things, a lot of time, a lot of money. You won't get scammed because now you realize what's the right and what's the wrong thing to get into. Because even for the scamming part, you get your intuition right. It's not like no one is a fool into the market out there. They know how gurus look like. If they don't know, that they need to research on it as well, how gurus look like into the market out there. They need to, because at the scamming point they need to get some sort of vibes out there. It's not like it happens straight away and they get scammed. They need to have the vibes out there. They need to understand what's happening into the world. If someone is pushy, salesy way too much and they weren't supposed to sold that that way, they need to avoid those things. And that is one of the super important thing that people avoid. So go and do personal development,
Great.
period. Nothing else.
Great.
For getting
Great.
into entrepreneurship and survive.
You actually summed everything into a small point. And I would like to say thank you to you to being part of this amazing show. And this is so far my best show that I really enjoyed learning from you. And it was like talking to, for me, it was like talking to someone who's way, way more experienced than me. And although I'm uh, double of your age, but thing is that mashallah, you have done a lot of hard work in that particular area, and you're expert in that. So wish you very best of luck, and hope to have you on this show once again. And I would like to say thank you to all of you who have been part of this show, and thank you very much once again. Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye, everyone.